Mm. We're recording, and today is day 4. No, day 3. I'm not sure, day 3 or day 4. I think it's day 3 of the 5 days of book exploration we're doing of the Being You book. And today's conversation is about finding the energy of you because, interestingly, I remember being at a CF class in Rome. Like before COVID, of course, it would probably would have been 2017 or 18. 17 more so because I was relatively newer in Access, and Dr. Dain Heer had an intro evening on Being You. And I remember asking, what do you mean when you say be you? What is that? And he tried to give it to me. He tried to explain it to me. I kept standing on the mic for about 12 to 15 odd minutes, still trying to understand what he was talking about, what he was saying. What is this being you? What is it really? And he gave up. Because obviously I didn't get it at that point of time. But slowly, as I started asking, all right, what does being you mean to me? What is this? Because it was a question in my universe. And when there's a question in my universe, one thing I've seen about me is I don't easily let it go. It stays and it stays and it stays and it percolates my universe. It percolates the universe. And when I'm willing to be present with it, even if it's non-cognitive, there are clues that begin to show up. There are answers. There are things that show up to assist me in trying to get to what I'm asking for. And that is one thing I've always acknowledged about my asks and the free will, contributive, kind, benevolent universe, is that whenever I ask, it starts to show up. But if I start to put a timeline to it, like, oh, I asked yesterday, hasn't shown up yet. I still don't get it. Then I start killing it also. It just takes a little longer. It's still coming. But I'm just putting more resistance, more roadblocks when I doubt myself, when I go into it's not showing up yet, when I go into does it even make sense? Should I even be asking for this, or do I want something else? Any and all of these energies, even fear about and confusion, doubt, kind of pushes your asks away. And slowly, as I started to get the energy of what being you is, and then went ahead and did a class, like a whole 2.5-day class with Dr. Dain Heer himself. It started to dawn upon me. It's still dawning because it keeps growing, this energy of being me. How many places I had given up myself to, I don't know, to please others, to get validated, to get some sort of acknowledgement, to try to fit in. And there are myriad of reasons for why I did that. Again, so many of them non-cognitive. But it doesn't matter why you gave up being you. It doesn't help trying to understand what the energy of being you is. What matters is that you're willing to have more of you because your life is not good enough for you anymore. And why is that? Because you've spent all of this time pleasing others, trying to do things other people's way, finding the right time, the right age, the right things to do, as per the gender you are, as per the ethnicity you are, as per the country you live in, or the race and religion you belong to. There are so many rights and wrongs, and there's so many rule books. So how many rule books have you been following that have nothing to do with you creating your life the way you want to, the way you would have liked to or loved to? And that is why it's not enough for you anymore. That's why you're not happy. Even when you have everything in your life, even if according to this reality, your life looks great, there's nothing to complain about. Yeah, but I'm not happy. And I've often wondered about that. Like, I've often wondered why Robin Williams killed himself. I've often wondered why people commit suicides. I've often wondered why people are sad. to the extent that I've been wronged for asking and trying to fix their reality. And that's a conversation for another day, like trying to fix other people's realities, trying to make them happy. But that also becomes one of the reasons why we're not willing to be ourselves. Oh, I want to make this person happy, but till they get happy, I can't be me. I have to keep doing the things that they want me to do, or I think are going to make them happy. We don't ask questions. We don't ask, does this person want to be happy? Are they okay being sad? Is that their reality? And if I try to fix them, will they think I'm superior? Because I tried to do that with one of my staff members a few years ago, who was my driver, and he would always show up sad. And I kept asking him, why do you look sad? What is it? Till the time he got pissed and he quit. It's like, she's trying to make me happy. She constantly keeps telling me I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. And I learned my lesson. Now I let people be sad if they want to. However, that little thing of trying to make people happy kicks in. How many of you do that? That kind of takes you away from being you, because then you're willing to give up everything that matters to you, everything that is important to you, just so that this person can be happy, or this person can be comfortable, or this person that you truly care for can actually have greater. Did you have anyone in your life like that? So hello everyone on Facebook land. If you post a comment, I might be able to see you. I don't know who you are. I can just see the little eye thingy there. And all right, so just saying hi to all of you. Thank you for being here. And we're going to be talking about how to find your energy back, how to find who you be. So here's a little exercise from the Being You book and the Being You class. Look at any time in your life that you were happy, that you were peaceful, that you were joyous, that nothing mattered. Yeah, it's okay. You were in allowance as well. And when I say allowance, I mean you were okay with someone feeling sad, someone feeling bad. You were willing to be there for them, but you weren't trying to fix it for them. You weren't trying to do something that makes you give up on you and makes them happy, or makes them get something else, or makes them feel better. And that's when I say allowance. Allowance is nothing's right, nothing's wrong. There's no good, there's no bad. It just is what it is. And that serenity prayer, God, give me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. The what is the other thing? I always forget. The courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that is allowance, guys. That is allowance, where you know the difference between things that want to change, can be changed, and the things that can't be changed. Some people like to choose sad, some people like to choose limitation. But if you keep trying to give up yourself so that someone can be happy, so that someone can get something, so that someone's life is not as limited anymore, even if it's your peace of mind, it rarely works if they're not willing to receive it. Okay, so let's get the energy of any time in your life where you were peaceful, you were an allowance, you were joyous, and it did not matter what was going on around you, whether someone choosing something or not, whether there was turmoil. You were being you. You were in your space. You were in your element, as they say. Um, what were you doing then? Oh, what were you creating then? How was your life then? Get the energy of that. Like, close your eyes if you want to, take a moment, or look at a time when, like, if you're worried about money, how many of you, because money is really a thing, particularly with this thing in India about when the demonetization happened. People had to give up all their cash, and this was just like, this was ahead of COVID about 5-7 years ago, 5-6 years ago. And now it is these 2,000 rupee bills that have been banned after a certain date. You can use them only to a certain date, and then they need to be given up. There's so much of turmoil around money. There's more of this sense of, oh my God, what's happening? All of that. You get a sense of it. And it's very easy in this space to go into lack, to go into, I don't have enough, or I wonder if I'm ever going to have enough money. Oh, my work is not doing well. I don't know what source of income I'm going to have tomorrow. So I need to slog, work hard, and, put in more effort, force, make yourself do things that you don't want to do. That's not, you're not being you. And an easy way to find out is You're not happy when you're not being you. It's kind of easy. It's also called light and heavy. It's a tool in access consciousness, also part of the being you class and book. Light and heavy. Like when you're doing something that's joyous for you, that's fun for you, it's light. And when you're doing something that you think you're supposed to do, that's the right thing, and you're forcing yourself to do it, kind of gets heavy, like, oh, it gets this energy of, why am I doing this? And your body starts to slow down. You feel lethargic. You don't want to do it, but you're making yourself do it, you know? And it once you start getting the energy of heavy and light, you will start perceiving it even in the littlest of choices, like, oh, do I drink this cup of coffee or tea or not? Do I go out with this person or not? Do I make myself work right now? Can I just relax with a glass of wine and maybe Netflix and sit with my family and enjoy this time? Which one is lighter? Even though the reality tells me, my brain tells me, my mind tells me that I should be working and I should be slogging and I should be, doing something. No, I can sit down with a glass of wine and relax. That's light and heavy. So that's a great tool for today, that you start noticing your light and heavy, the choices that make you feel light, the choices that make you feel joyous. Like, pay attention to what is making you feel light, what is making you feel heavy. And if you start basing your choices, and why I'm telling you this is because we're going to be doing an exercise right now where you will probably need to have a little hang of light and heavy, right? So it's a brilliant tool. And if you start making your choices based on what is light for you, you'll create more of that lightness in your whole life, more of joyousness, more of this energy of peace and ease, or whatever you call light. Love and nurturing if you want, caring if you want, right? That's light for you, right? If you happen to continue to go with people that are mean to you, then you're asking for more of that. That's a heavy choice, but you still choose it because you think that's the right choice to make. Oh, you have to socialize, you have to meet these people, even if they're mean to you. So what? At least you get to interact. It's okay. They can put you down. But that's what you're creating in your life. And you attract more of those people and you wonder what happened. Why are you meeting those people? Because you're making a heavy choice. You're making a choice that's not you being you. But if you're choosing from lightness, okay, you ask a question. You go into, all right, is this light for me to go and meet these people when they're bitching about me, or when they're being mean to me, or when they're not kind? And there is no conversation really. Why am I doing this? It's not me. When you say that's not me. So you know what being you is and what not being you is, because you say that's not me. You don't say that is me. So what if you now start to look at what is you? What brings you joy? What creates ease for you? What is you? Okay. And when you begin to ask that of the universe, when you begin to put that request out, okay, universe, show me what actually being me is. What would I choose if I was totally being me? All right, cool. Maybe I'm asking for the energy of people who have my back, people who are fun to talk to, people who give me new ideas, who encourage me, who show me new things that I get excited about. And then that is the energy you're putting out, and then you get more of that. That's how you start to create from light and heavy. So home play one for you today is starting to look at the light and heavy things in your life and choosing from that space of lightness, that which creates lightness in your world. Starting to figure out what is you. You can't really figure it out, but it's kind of easier when you say that if you're doing this for the first time, or like me, even if you've done it a couple of years, still figuring out what being me is. Like when I asked Dain, what is being you? Okay, so all of that being said, now look at the time when you were actually being you, when you made a choice that was fun for you, that was light on your body, that you enjoyed, even if it meant you choosing something that other people were not okay with. So it was like this for me when I went for my first certified facilitator training. And I had no clue I wanted to become a facilitator. I had no clue. I just wanted to go. I wanted to experience this thing, which was traveling alone internationally for the first time in my life. Never traveled alone internationally. It was amazing. It gave me a sense of joy. And although there was a little fear there too, but I was like, yeah, this is light. And it was not cognitive. It was like, yeah, I would like to do that. And I'd like to choose the facilitators class and see what they're talking about. I'd like to learn more about business. Those were all my asks, which actually came true when I went to Rome for the first time in my life. And it was amazing because it opened up so much more in my life. And I made a choice that was true to me, even though a lot of people in my own family were questioning what I was doing. Oh, it involves so much money. You're going to be alone. You're leaving the children. You're leaving home. A woman doesn't do that. Who goes out in the middle of school time and spends this whole week away? All of those points of views. And I was like, yeah, thank you so much. But I would like to choose that anyway. And I just kept going. Right. And that's something that has created so much abundance, so much peace in my world, so much joy, so much of me having more of me. Right. What is it for you? It could be something entirely different for you. Another little example of me being me was when my friend, one of my very close friends now, she wasn't a friend then, but I used to look up to her and admire her so much. And we were just acquaintances. We'd just done a couple of workshops together. This is probably 12, 13 years ago, even way before I became a facilitator. And I'd met this lady in a workshop, and she met with an accident. And I just wanted to be there for her. I just wanted to be around her, do whatever I could do to make her life easier. And today, when I was actually asking myself, okay, what was one of those times when I was truly being me, and what that create for me? And that interaction, that time together, that bonding, it resulted in such a beautiful friendship that she's my best buddy today, and I don't see my life without her. It's expanded my world in so many ways. It just brings tears to my eyes. Is how did I get so lucky to have her in my life? Like, that's a true example of you following the energy of what you would like in your life. And I remember looking at her even before I knew her, in some event, and I was like, oh, I'd like to have that person in my life. That is the kindness I'd like to have. That's the generosity. That's the enthusiasm I'd like to have. That is the energy I'd like to have in my life. And that is an example of you being you. And I'm so grateful to have her as much as she is to have me in her life, and it's a beautiful relationship. So what is it that have you been you? Like, get the energy of that. Take a moment, close your eyes, and whether you're listening to this conversation now, oh, by the way, these calls are also on YouTube and SoundCloud, so you can actually go back to them. If you've signed up for the mailing list, you would have gotten the link to the replays as well as the tool sheets that I'm preparing. If you're on my mailing list, you would have gotten the tool sheet Dropbox link also, where you can download the daily play, take it out as a printout, use these tools every day. So maybe you can go back and listen to this conversation and ask yourself, make a note of it. When in my life was I being me? And what did that create? And now invite that energy now into this now moment, into anywhere that you're not having ease, into anywhere that seems stuck, yuck, difficult. Invite this energy of what you created when you were being you. When you just knew what to do, when you instinctively trusted yourself. And you kept going, no matter who was judging you, no matter who was saying what, no matter what it required of you, you just went ahead and did it out of joy, out of sheer enthusiasm, out of pleasure, out of knowing that this activity in the moment, this thing that you're choosing, brings you joy. Nothing else matters. You're not looking at how you got hurt in the past when you did this for somebody. You're not looking at, oh, is this going to create money for me? Is this going to really be productive? Am I going to profit from this? No, none of that is you being you. That is all your brain telling you. And a lot of times in our lives, we function from the space of either the past reference point or where you chose it and what it created for you. So you're not going to do it again, or you're going to do it again because it created a result for you, or from the energy of what result is going to generate. And the being you goes out of the window. That's not you being you. That's you deducting, calculating, concluding, estimating probabilities. I want to win. I don't want to lose. So everything that is, let's run the access consciousness clearing statement on that. Everywhere that you've been functioning from, I want to win, I don't want to lose. That takes the being you out of the equation of living your life and creating a greater future. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Times a gazillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online, shorts, boys, forwards, and beyonds. That's the access consciousness clearing statement. If you want more on that, you can actually go to theclearingstatement.com or just run it, just use it. even when you say whatever she was saying, whatever Shweta was saying on the call, that it works. So you just say, everywhere I was choosing that. And on day one, we spoke about the destroy and uncreate tool, along with which we also spoke about the clearing statement, right? You can say, everywhere that I was not being me in my life, I just now destroy and uncreate all. And right, wrong, good, bad, what, purple, in shorts, boys, forwards, and beyonds, right? So now get the energy of that, okay? And ask yourself, what would it take for me to have more of that in my life? More of that energy. Right. And when you begin to do this, you start to create again from more of being you rather than the deduction, the calculation, the mathematical systems of this reality. All right. So that's your home play. Number two. Number one, check out all the places where you were being you. Number two, bring that energy into this now moment and begin to ask questions of, okay, now from this space, this energy, like take a moment, sit down, think about it again if you want to. Think about it again if you want to. Whenever you're in a yuck stuck, what the fuck feeling, sit down, take 5 minutes off to yourself, or 10 or half an hour, whatever you want. Go for a walk if you like to. Ask yourself, what were the times when I was being me? And if I was bringing that energy into this now moment, what would I be choosing? What would I be doing here? All right. And really, it's a very easy way to create your future also. To actually begin to, now from this space of you being you, begin to ask, what would I like my life to be like? Get the energy of what it is that you would truly like to have now that you're being you. Now you're being that space of contribution, that space of contribution to you as well as to whoever it is that you would like to contribute to. Now that you're choosing from the lightness, oh, by the way, the light and heavy tool is also there today, choosing from the light and heavy. And if I was choosing from lightness, what would I choose? That'll start to give you a hang of what is it that you truly desire, because a lot of us have forgotten what we desire in the everyday life, in the calculations, and the permutations and combinations, the probabilities of what you should be choosing, the rights and the wrongs. We forget. We forget what it is that we desire here inside. What is it that I desire? Now, from this space, ask yourself, what is it that I desire? And maybe just get the elements and the energy of what that would be like. And when I say the elements and the energy, I don't mean like, okay, I want a house. It should have 10 different rooms, mezzanine floor, maybe a rooftop garden, and this is the color of the walls, and this is the kind of furniture I want. That's getting too specific, this locality, that neighborhood, this country. Get the energy of what it is going to be like when you're in a place that nurtures you, that contributes to you, that is ease and peace for you. How would you be feeling in that moment? And that's the element, that's the energy of what you would like it to be. And there's no harm in asking for a car or a house if you want. Don't make it too specific. Get the energy of what it would be like when you were actually driving that car. The question would be, what would it take for a kind, nurturing environment for me and my body to show up when I'm driving to work or when I'm where I'm living? And that's the energy of it, not making it too specific. And then getting into, like, maybe visualize if you want to in the beginning. That's the easiest way, but this is a little beyond visualization. It's about getting into the energy of, this is what I would like to have. Like, I am here already. I have it. Not functioning from, oh, I want it. It's not there yet. No, I have it. I am it. Just because I'm asking for it, it's going to show up. It has shown up and I am here. And that's why I'm saying visualize if you want to, that you're already there, that you have what you're asking for, the kind of relationship that is contributive to you, the kind of work that you would be doing that is expansive and joyous, that when you get up in the morning, you want to do it, not, why do I have to go? Oh, it's Monday again. I have to go to work again. That's not joy. That means it's heavy for you, but you're making it work for you anyway, trying to make it work. Okay. So get the energy of the kind of work you would like to be doing, the kind of people you would be interacting with on a daily basis, the kind of place you would like to be living in, the relationships you would like to have, the money that would be fun to have, that would create ease in your world, no worry, no doubt. What would that be like? And now keep looking at it as if it's happening right now. Keep getting the energy of it till literally you feel lighter. Maybe your heart opens up, maybe your body starts to tingle, whatever it is for you that gives you a sense of, yes, it's here. Stay with that for a moment and then just put it out into the universe. Hey, universe, this is what I would like. And let little trickles of energy go out. Like send it out. Hey, universe, bring it to me, please. I'm here. And let me know what I have to do and be to make that happen. Now, that is the kind of doing you want to do when you're in the space of being you and asking from the space of being you. It might be a slightly different action than what you've been used to doing up until now, right? And all of the projections and expectations that you have, we have projections and expectations of when, how, whether it's going to show up or not. So let's destroy and uncreate that. Let's use that tool we used on the first day. Now you can use it every day, the destroy and uncreate tool. So all the projections and expectations you have of this ask, of when it's going to come true, how it's going to come true, whether it's going to come true, whether you deserve it or not, and everything else that I'm saying that I'm not saying that I should be saying. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Will you let it go? All the limitations there. Yeah. And you got to say yes when I ask you that question. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, what, fuck, nine shorts, boys, forwards, and beyonds. Whoosh. That's all you got to do. Daily, if you start practicing this is called the energy bubble exercise. Although it's not really a bubble, it's an energy that you're putting out there. But well, let's call it the energy bubble exercise for the fun of it. Like, yay, we're little kids blowing out those little bubbles, going out into the universe, those little kids with those pipes, ooh, blowing it out into the universe. That's what you're doing when you're sending out little trickles into the world of this is what I'd like to have. And then ask a question, another tool for today. All right, what do I have to be and do different that would allow this to show up? Right? That is exactly what is required, and probably only that which is required for you to be you. So thank you for being here today. I hope these tools contributed to you. Let me know what else you'd like to talk about. I do have a Being You One Day adventure class coming up very, very soon. And I'm just looking at the Facebook Live for all of you being here. Thank you so much. Bharti, Rajni, Vinita, Sarita, Kinjal, so lovely to have all of you here. Play with these tools, guys, and let me know what shows up for you. I'll be here again tomorrow at 1 o'clock with some more tools from the Being You class. And yeah, I'd love to have you on a one-day adventure as well. Details coming up very soon on this very group, the Showing Up As You group on Facebook. Thank you and bye-bye.